What's up, Big Back Crew? Um, First of all, I want to thank everybody that reached out because I know y'all know, you know, um, we're in Georgia, and the blessing is that, the storm, did come our way. It just kissed us in the area that we were in. We did get a lot of rain. A lot of our community got flooded in certain areas. Different parts of Atlanta got flooded, especially near the north and southern ends. It's just weird how this storm moved. Um, I want to send out all my prayers and condolences to people, man, that are in Tampa and different parts of Florida that panhandle, the Appalachia area, um, Tennessee. I hadn't heard anything that happened in Kentucky yet. I know some water went that way. We had a tree fall, but the Most High is good. It fell away from the house, and we're surrounded by trees, so it was very nerve wracking for me, and it was very nerve wracking for my wife because my wife wasn't in town at the time. She was away, and she was worried about her husband. She was very upset, and you know, we just all had to keep it together. As friends of ours that are in the collectively sustainable group and farm fresh group that are separated from us. They can't travel right now because of roads being washed out. I'm just doing this video primarily just to help y'all understand what's going on. I'm just sitting, in our room, and I know y'all used to me posting every Monday, but yeah, and I am sometime during the week. I got some cool stuff for you coming up. Some things, some new merchandise that was sent to us, and yeah, with just only 21 subscribers, yeah, we got some stuff. And I'm gonna set it up one day this week, and then hopefully, if the weather holds up and everything, you'll be going along with us on one of our big camping trips that we have planned. So yeah, all of those things are coming up. It's sad, that so many people are suffering right now from this storm, and it's hundreds and hundreds of people, man, still buried in the muck and mud. And on top of the fact that, I don't know if you guys been following the news, on the 27th or the 28th, I think today is the 30th, so the 27th or the 28th, there was an explosion in Conyers, Georgia, and it's just plumes and plumes of smoke. And from my understanding, it's coming from a biolab, and they're saying from the test that it's possibly chlorine. When I saw the some shots on TikTok and a few other places where they were showing the sparks and the explosions. So I guess the sparks came from a failed sprinkler system or something that hit a lot of electronics and electrical stuff, and it just looked like fireworks, man. It was looking like fireworks, and then the next thing you know, there was a fire, and the smoke is traveling now. Um, they're not saying the smoke is toxic, but I mean, burning chlorine. What do you think? But it's flowing through the air, and now our areas, certain areas of Georgia and Atlanta, are getting this weird cloudiness. Because I mean, we had a sunny day, and normally my room is that I'm in now is very bright from the sun, and yeah, this is a result of that smoke. Is putting up a cloud, and you never thought it would travel this far to where we are. I mean, from where we are, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's from we're in more like central Georgia, so um Conyers is maybe 2 or 3 hours from us, at least two. I want to say at least 2.5 from where we are in Georgia. So, um, yeah, we're getting the smoke. And I told my wife when she finally got in, that, um, this was going on. And, yeah, I don't know what to say, man. It's been very stressful. The storm was stressful. I didn't really sleep for 2 days knowing that the storm was coming. And I was more concerned about, making sure, the home was safe from trees and all that. But I got mighty oaks and pines, and they're all like 2 stories, and I got hundreds of them, and they're just surrounding the property. We cut away some, and that was my biggest stress. I wasn't so much worried about the storm as I was about the high winds, because they projected the winds that would hit us would be like in 90 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. And then when I was checking the weather watch for my area, they had went to downgraded to like 60 miles an hour. And then the blessing was, and just got to give it to the great I am, that as each time I checked, the winds were coming down to, from that to 40, from 40 to 30, from 30 to 20, and then it was like 14, and all we had was a lot of rain and moderate winds, which was, man, you can only thank the creator for that. But it was stressful, and I lost a lot of sleep. I had bad headaches, and I knew I had to get myself together, because you know you have to, being prepared is a state of mind, first. You have to be mentally prepared first, and then you can get physically prepared. Mentally prepared is getting yourself in a frame of mind where you're not panicking. You're not being so reactionary to things to the point that you're making mistakes or making rash judgments. You have to kind of woosah. You have to, it's a mindset, just like losing weight and working out, and working certain jobs and doing certain things. Your mind has to be right. And that is one of the first things I'm going to start teaching in our prep classes, is getting mentally right first. Because if you're not right mentally, I don't care how many tools, gadgets, what you got saved, what you have, backpacks, weapons, whatever the case may be. If you're not mentally right, none of that means anything. I watched a video of a nurse. She was um 10, 20 year, no, I'm sorry. She was a 10-year RN, and she dealt in trauma and all types of stuff. And her little girl started, I should say her, she didn't say what sex the baby was. She said her little baby was choking on some candy that her other kids gave the infant. And she didn't know at first, and they were driving on the road, and she happened to notice that her child wasn't breathing, and just looking real funny. And so they were in a 4-lane expressway, and they were trying to pull over, and people just rude, wouldn't let them over. And they almost had a major accident because they were panicking because the child wasn't breathing. The husband immediately grabs the baby. Once they get over safety, grabs the baby out the car seat, hands it to the mother, because she's a nurse, right? She's an RN. And she said in that moment, all her training just went blank. All she saw was this poor baby suffering, and all she did was just kept shaking the baby and shaking the baby. And all the things that she learned, all the things that she has done with patients for years, just went away because her mental state was just gone. And her husband had to take the baby, do the sweep method, and found the candy and pulled it out the baby's throat. And just luckily, she said that they were a few blocks away from the hospital that she worked at, and they rushed the baby there. And of course, the baby is now fine. But I'm just saying, in that moment of panic, I don't care sometimes how good you are, what you have, or the things you can panic and you will just lose it. You will forget everything. And so some of the exercises, that we have to do are just very mental. Relax, focus, breathe. Breathing exercises. Relax, focus, and breathe. And then assess. Assess. Have things ready. If you got to bug out or leave. I realized even during the storm, and as much preparedness as I preach and talk, there were a lot of things that I didn't have in place. I mean, I had my go bags and stuff in place, but there were other things that I realized that we needed, or I needed, and really me at that case. And of course, I would have grabbed whatever I could from my wife, even though she wasn't here. If at some point I knew I would have to catch up to her, and I would like her to have some things. So I would be grabbing my bag and hers. And I just realized a lot of things that we needed still weren't readily available for me to grab in case of an emergency. And it showed me, though I'm prepared, how unprepared I was. And those are things, you only know when you actually going through these drills, and sometimes, but you got to keep asking yourself, what do I actually need? What do I need to take with me? What needs to be by the door for real? And, and then have a plan on where you're going. That a lot of people that got hit with the storm, didn't know where to go. There was, where do you go in a storm like that? I mean, heavy rains and winds, where do you go? Some people chose to hunker in, and unfortunately, it was a bad decision. I've heard people say some nasty things talking about, oh, they deserved it because of who they voted for, and because they voted for this person, the senator or the governor or whatever the case, or their rep, then that's why they're suffering and they should suffer, and oh well. And I think that was a very uncompassionate, inhuman thing to do. There are people refusing to sell gas to people, and only selling it to their friends or their family or the people that they're cool with, and this wasn't a black and white thing. This was just a thing where people just decided, oh, I'm not going to sell to you, but I'll sell to them, So I'm hearing these types of things. I'm hearing, how aid and different things that people need haven't been rendered, haven't been sent. And nobody's talking about it on the news. Nobody is bringing it up. We're talking about all the things that's happening elsewhere and missing this. So this is still an ongoing thing right now as you watch this video. And it's just like one thing after another one lately, in these areas and stuff like that. And some people say it's planned. Some people say it's not planned. Some people say it's done on purpose. Whatever the case, what I do know is we need to get past political, racial, and classism type of things and just be good moral people and work with each other, because we're all going to need each other. If the world continues to go this way, we're going to need each other, and fighting with each other and hurting each other and treating each other bad is only going to hurt the whole situation, when we all need to unify. Divided, we fall. United, we stand. And that's what we need to be focusing on. Good morals, good attitude, and understanding that we're all people, and we all need to work together to survive on this planet, because you never know, the person you might hurt or hate or whatever might be your savior. You know what I mean? So you got to be really careful right now in these times, and hopefully we'll learn from this, because I think what we're going through is a time of trials and evolution, and it could be a whole lot of other things that, we could talk about that can come on this. People can say it's scripture, it's prophecy, it's this, it's that. But I do know from history, history repeats itself, and certain things that happen in the world are destined to happen because we live on a planet that is a living organism, and if we continue to abuse it, it's going to rebel. Just like if you have a sore or a cancer or something in your body is going to react in a way to try and fight that and do everything it can to survive. And I think that's what's happening with our planet right now. Some people say, oh, it's CERN, or it's this, it's that, and it could be all of those things. If we even if people are hypothetically, let's say, are tampering with the weather, as people are saying, and doing this and doing that and causing problems, again, if it's not natural to the earth is going to rebel to heal itself, regardless whether it's man-made or not. If the earth doesn't like it and it's not time for that, then the earth is going to make its own adjustments and cause major calamities. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to think about things like that. But anyway, I want to give y'all this video to let everybody know, yeah, we're good. We're preparing. I got a lot of stuff to show you coming up. And just think about the things I'm saying, man. Just prepare your bags a little better, because it looks like nobody's immune from any of this. No matter what city you're in, where you stay in the country, where you stay in the state, it's happening all over, and you need to be prepared. I would say get more dry goods than canned goods, if you can, because canned goods are heavy. Things that you just have to add water to are much easier. Keep fresh water, keep a map, and keep a getaway plan, some kind of getaway plan. If you're getting early alerts, don't risk it, man. Just leave your home, lock it up the best you can, and get somewhere safe. And if nothing happens, nothing happens. You can come back, unlock your house and live in it. If you're away from there and something happened and you came back and saw that it was swept away or collapsed, it's hurtful, it's painful, yes, but at the end of the day, you're alive and you can build and start again. It's just material things. And trust me, I looked at all the things that my wife and I have collected and built and bought over the years, and it's like, man, to lose it all in one swoop is just devastating. But think, it's so many people are going through that right now as I speak. So who am I? So think about it from that standpoint and get those things ready just in case. And if you get blessed enough to get on an early warning system where it says, hey, a storm's coming in 2 days, 3 days, and it's going to hit your area really hard, just leave. Just go, and find out where you can go, lock the house down, get to where you go. Sometimes we don't have these warnings. Sometimes things will just pop up in an hour or two. But at least if you have a plan, you can start to, act on that plan and get to safety and get to where you need to be. So yeah, that's it, guys. But I'm going to see y'all on the next video. It will come up one day this week. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. I just want to see how this smoke is going to do, because I got to do another review on an awesome tent, some gadgets, some knives, some weaponry. I got a lot of things coming, man. So please like, subscribe, ring the bell so you'll know when I'm doing them. But it is coming up. And then the week after, if pending the weather's good and everything, you will be riding with us, traveling with us on our camping adventure. And I will be filming as much of that as I can, to share with y'all our experiences on the camping trip. And this will be my wife's first time going out to a campsite that's not controlled in a sense of just being in the backyard or going somewhere with friends. Whereas, you know, this is like real rural camping, and she's excited but nervous as well. So, man, stay with us for that adventure. I'm out. God bless.